Hey my darlings, welcome back to my channel. Due to popular demand, we're going to be making another pot of Edikaikong, aka vegetable and water leaf soup, abi ugu and water leaf soup. I boiled my Shaki, otherwise known as cow stripe, for 20 minutes to 25 minutes before I added in my beef, because that is a tougher meat, so I wanted it to cook for a while. When I cooked it for 25 minutes, I then added in my beef and cooked for another 20 to 25 minutes. Then I added in my washed Kpomo and snails, because that does not have to cook for so long. I'm just going to be cooking that for 10 to 15 minutes so it softens up a bit and the sauce can get into it. I'm going to cook this till the water is very dry, because with Edikaikong soup you want to limit water as much as possible. In fact, it's just a stir fry of water leaf and ugu into my pot. When the water from my meat stock is almost dried, I added in some palm oil, allowed it to heat up for a while, gave it a nice stir, and then I proceeded to add in my blended pepper mix. I'm going to be frying that for another 10 to 15 minutes. I'm going to give it a very nice stir and allow that to fry. After that has fried for 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to be going in with my seasoning stock and all of that. For people that also want me to write down the description, the recipe is going to be linked in my description box. When you add in your pepper mix, you're going to put in some sliced onions, or you could just blend them together and add into your soup. Give it a nice toss. You're going to allow that to fry for 10 to 15 minutes. Then you start to add in your seasoning. I'm putting in some crayfish. When I put in some crayfish, I'm going to be adding in my stock cubes for taste. And when I put that in, I'm going to give it a nice toss. Oh my guys, look at this one. Now this one no be budget friendly. This is a very rich soup with beef, stripe, Kpomo, snail. You know, say snail no be you know how expensive it is here, so you can see everything looking delicious in the pot. When it's fried and it's dried, it will look like that. Then you're going to be going in with your washed water leaves. I always put in some salt and wash thoroughly. That helps me to drain excess water and also gives it this green lovely color. I'm just going to be stir frying my water leaf for 2 minutes. Like I told you guys, I love my vegetables to be very crunchy and also to have the nutrients in it. So we're just going to be tossing this in the pepper mix for a minute or two. Yeah, make sure everything goes brown and everything mixes together properly. When I've stir fried it for 2 minutes, because guys, we don't want to overcook our veggies, then I'll be going in with my washed ugu, which I'm going to add into the mix. When I add my ugu, I'm just going to let it go for a minute or two, because the goal is just not to allow your soup to overcook, so you still have that crunch in your vegetable. So yeah, when you add in your ugu, you're going to give it a nice toss. This is what this soup is. It's just a stir fry of some pepper, some ugu, and some vegetables. You can see in the video, the Waterleaf has released some of its water, so we're just going to be going in with the ugu. When I add my ugu, I'm going to give it a very nice stir. I'm going to stir everything together so everything is looking good. Then I'm going to cook for a minute or two. This is the soup, looking so delicious. When it's like this, the soup is already done. You can put it off from fire. When I turn off my heat, I then proceed to add periwinkles.